want to welcome Jeff Sipes to the Big Money Influencer. He is helping entrepreneurs and people that want to buy homes and borrow money with their credit report, with their credit score. And you want to take some great notes because he's going to drop some amazing information for you, especially if you want to buy a house, get a great job. Nowadays, so many things are affected by your credit score. And even when it comes to getting a great job, like at a bank, or he was just saying about the FBI, you want to have great proof that you're an amazing applicant. And part of that's having great credit. So tell me in a nutshell what you do, how you solve people's problems. What do you do?
You bet. So my wife and I started our company in 2008 out of our house. And so a lot of entrepreneurs kind of start that way. We currently have 17 employees, so we're not a big company by any means, but in our space, that is actually pretty big. But our number one goal is really to be into a dark industry, credit repair reputation. So our one goal is to provide help, hope, and education to people struggling with bad credit. And we want to basically help people reach their financial goals when they're trying to save money on a loan or refi, or if they're trying to buy a building for their business, or if they're trying to buy a home for the first time. So yeah, but basically we want people to hit their goals financially. And because credit, like you said, is such a big piece of the puzzle, right? When you're trying to get a loan, they're factoring your credit, they're factoring your income, and your assets. So I heard someone say it's the three C's, right? So yeah, Ceanne, is credit, it's cash flow, and collateral. Those are the three C's that they're looking for financing.
Nice. Yeah, especially when you're an entrepreneur and you're not working the regular 9 to 5. Definitely a little bit challenged as I'm looking to move myself and buy a house. So who is your ideal customer? You kind of touched on that before. Is there a particular person that you work with or specialize on?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say we work with a lot of mortgage professionals across the country. When they take an application and someone doesn't qualify for a loan, typically they do an email introduction to us. But really, our scope is pretty broad. If somebody's trying to get financing in the next 3, 6 to 12 months, and their credit score is below 740, that's an ideal client for us. So we always have a free consultation to review credit reports and give advice. A lot of times what we do is just review credit, and we're going to give people some small changes they can make on their habit to increase their score significantly. And so what most people don't realize is even though you're approved for a loan, that doesn't mean you're getting the best financing rate. So literally, if your credit score is below 760, we'd love the opportunity to talk with you to provide advice on how to improve the score. Because the bank has what's called risk-based pricing. And so about every 20-point difference in your credit score is going to give you a higher rate. So if your credit score is a 680, you'll see typically a better interest rate when you get to 700 than 720, 740, and 760 is usually the highest you need your credit score for any type of financing to get the best rate.
Gotcha. So I've been using like Credit Karma, and I have like student loan debt, and that's up to date, but it's a lot of debt, probably a lot of debt to ratio. How does that affect like looking for a house when it's like a student loan? And are there certain types of loans that might be on a credit score that would, is it important that you pay that off right away, or just is it important that it's like up to date?
Sure. So that's kind of a complicated question. So I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. So the main credit score banks use for financing is called FICO, FICO. And so there's only one website to get accurate FICO scores, which is FICO's website. It's myfico.com. So myfico.com, if you check your credit there, there's no hit to your credit score. So it's a soft inquiry, so there's no impact. Now, what's interesting about FICO is they have about 40 to 50 different versions of their score. So if you're trying to apply for a home loan, FICO has a specific scores for home loans. If you're applying for a credit card, they have specific credit card scores. If you're applying for a car loan, they have specific FICO scores for car loans. So just because you see your FICO score, realize that there's many versions of it. So if you look at your home FICO score, it could be lower than your car FICO score. Now, Credit Karma is the most popular app out there for monitoring credit. It gives you access to 2 credit reports, a TransUnion and Equifax. And then it does give you what's called the Vantage credit score. So the credit score, it could be close or it could be off. I've seen it be off over 100 points. So if you're going to be applying for a loan in the near future, you definitely want to go to myfico.com. And then you just want to look under what type of loan you want to get. Whether it's a home, make sure you look at the FICO scores for home loans, or for it's a car, look for the FICO score for car loans. So now how the FICO score is calculated is very similar amongst all the scoring models. There's 5 things that they measure. So they look at your payment history. They typically go back a 7-year look backs to see if there's any late payments or collections. That's what we specialize in. On average, we can remove 40 to 70% of those negative accounts. The next factor you mentioned was your debt ratio. And your debt ratio has to do with your available credit limit versus the balance. And so the biggest factor has to do with your credit card utilization. FICO says 1 maxed out credit card can lower your score by 40 points. So usually about 30 to 45 days before you apply for your loan, you want to pay off all your credit cards or have them low as possible. To have the highest possible credit score, you want to balance between 1 and 10% of the available limit. So on a $1,000 credit card, you want to use between $10 and $100 about a month to 2 months before you apply for your loan, because the credit bureau is about a month behind in reporting. Okay, so those payment history and your debt ratio are the 2 main factors. That's about 65% of your score. And there's 3 other factors that FICO looks at. They look at what type of accounts you have open. They like to see 1 to 5 credit cards. They like to see a car loan or school loan. And they also like to see a home loan. So there's about 3 to 6 accounts open is perfect for your credit score. And then last, they're looking at how often are you applying for new credit. So that's called a credit inquiry. Now, if I check my own credit, it doesn't impact my score. So I can look at Credit Karma, or I could go to myfico.com and pull my credit there. There's no impact. But if I apply for a loan, whether it's a house or a car or a credit card, it does impact my score, usually up to 5 points. And that hurts my score for 12 months.
For 12 months. Wow. That's good to know, because I just was looking for a car not too long ago, and they were telling me that it was like a soft search and it wouldn't affect my credit score. And I figured if it did, it wouldn't take that long to fall off. So 12 months.
Yeah. Wow. Now, one thing that I neglected to say is FICO does give you 30 days to shop around for a loan. So if you're shopping for a home loan, you have 30 days to have multiple lenders pull your credit. It only hurts you 1 time. So same for a car loan. So if you have multiple lenders pull your credit for a car loan within 30 days, it's only going to hurt you 1 time. So up to 5 points for all of those inquiries.
Wonderful. So I think I've asked you most of my questions that I was going to ask you. I want to ask you one more. And you've shared a wealth of information. Information that you shared is amazing. What would be the one gold nugget that you would give me for someone that wants to restore credit so that I can purchase a house?
Sure. Well, and I don't mean to plug us, but if you go to our website, bluewatercredit.com, we have over 300 blog articles. We have 4 ebooks that we've written. One of them was an Amazon bestseller under the credit repair section. You can download all that information for free.
Wonderful.
I said in the beginning of the talk is our goal, we work as credit coaches, and then we also work as credit repair specialists working on removing negative items from the report. So you can also register for a free consultation. Your credit score is, your credit report is highly individualized, obviously, like a fingerprint, right? So everybody's situation is slightly different. But if somebody's trying to buy a home, like I said, the first step is 6 to 12 months before you want to start working on building your credit score to make sure your credit score is as high as possible. You want to have credit card balances, like I said, below 10% of the limit. Only apply for credit when you absolutely need it, because FICO does not like to see new accounts on your credit report. And then don't close accounts, because FICO likes to see a long payment history on your credit report. So, yep. So if somebody's looking to buy or do any financing in the next 6 to 12 months, you want to also be aware identity theft is on the rise. And so if anybody wants to check their credit report for free, no strings attached, they can go to annualcreditreport.com. They can get all 3 credit bureaus there. There's no credit scores given at annualcreditreport.com, but they can get all 3 credit reports. You can check for any type of errors. And then if you do see something suspicious, feel free to contact our office. We'll walk you through the steps on how to get that repaired.
Wonderful. That was kind of, I did want to talk about security protection. So that's amazing. Do you only work with people in the state of California, or do you work with people all over the place? I think you're frozen.
Yeah. So I would say majority of our clients are from California. We're based out of the Sacramento area, but we do work with clients in other states. Some states do have regulation against credit repair, like Georgia, so we can't work in Georgia. But yeah, for the most part, if you're outside of California, you still can go to our website, bluewatercredit.com, download the ebook. Credit scoring model is used in every state, so you can use our information as a free resource.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be interviewed by you. And again, wish everyone the best of luck. Realize, especially during COVID, I've talked to a lot of business owners. You know, it's always darkest before dawn. We will get through this, and we will be stronger on the other side. So thank you for paying attention and listening. And hopefully there's some value that I brought today.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Welcome back. I'm Ceanne, your host, and today I'm sitting down with Jeff Sipes, who specializes in credit repair, helping you get a better credit score, helping you fix your finances so that you can buy a house or a car, or whatever it is that you're dreaming about buying. Welcome, Jeff.